Hi, I'm super excited to be going live today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Avi certified raw food educator and holistic health coach, helping women all over get rid of their stress, gain their energy back, drop those pounds, whether stubborn or hefty pounds, through nutrition and lifestyle changes without sacrificing their food favorites or their authenticity. And today's video was prompted by the many people that have been trying to get a flat tummy and have been looking for solutions. So I want you to stay till the end because I'm definitely going to be giving you some tips that you can implement starting today over the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. So drop a comment below if you want these tips, and I'll be more than happy to give them to you. And let me know where you're off from and what you're looking for, what goals, what health goals, what goals are you trying to reach? Okay. So people are looking for solutions for their tummy fat, right? So I said, let me create a video because I too used to look for solutions for tummy fat, especially those of you who know I had surgery. I had 2 surgeries for endometriosis. And I would notice that I had like a little pouch underneath the my belly button where they did an incision, and it took me years because I'm thinking, oh, I had the mindset that I had surgery, so therefore I'm going to be stuck with this pouch. It never dawned on me that my nutrition played a role in that. So I actually, first let's talk about, it's actually not called a big tummy or how to get a flat tummy. It's acute inflammation. So I've heard people say, oh, after I ate this, I got, a bigger stomach or a bigger tummy or whatever. And they'll continue eating it. So they're experiencing what I call acute inflammation. That's when you get, some swelling, some redness. Let me check if this volume's up. A little bit of redness and things like that. And they call it bloating. What they're actually experiencing is inflammation. Okay. So, like I said, when it's acute, you get some swelling, maybe you get a little bit of redness in your stomach, and then it goes back down, right? But what people are not realizing is that when you're eating certain foods and you see that you bloat after, should you continue eating those foods, you're going to experience what I call chronic inflammation. And when chronic inflammation occurs, you get in the danger zone. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad the volume is good. So that's when everything you're putting in your body starts to infiltrate the lymphocytes. Okay. The lymphatic system where your immune system, it's closely related to your immune system. Okay. So once you keep eating certain foods, like for instance, inflammatory forming foods, foods that cause inflammation, foods that produce that inflammation, contributing to that round gut that, many people have, and I used to have, that's when you start to experience tissue damage. And this, when you experience tissue damage, you got to understand that we are made up of trillions of cells. Okay. So once you start damaging that tissue, that's when it gets really bad. That's when you break down the immune system. That's when leaky gut comes. Whenever you hear leaky gut, let's put this in perspective and simplify this, okay? Whenever you hear leaky gut, and I talked about this on my podcast, imagine a waterbed. And imagine you keep poking at that waterbed. It's like, oh, okay, I have a little bit of holes. That's fine. So that's what I call acute inflammation. When you just poke it and it's like, oh, I'm still good. And you poke it again. It's like, I'm fine. I could deflate. I could inflate. When you keep putting holes, it's going to create a bigger hole. And what ends up happening is that water comes out of that waterbed. That's what happens with chronic inflammation. So you start to, that's why there's so many diseases now. That's why there's cancer. That's why there's autoimmune disease. That's why there's Lou Gehrig's disease. That's why there's so many different diseases out there, right? I've looked before. There's probably thousands, if not millions, of diseases. And this is what's happening. So in order for you to even begin to work on getting a flat tummy, you got to understand that it's not a quick fix, meaning it's not like you can do a flat tummy tea and your stomach's going to be flat. And that's why I don't agree with that marketing, because it's not getting you to actually realize that the food you're eating is contributing to that bigger stomach. Okay, I am going to give you some tips, so stay till the end and drop a comment below if you want a flat tummy and if you want these tips. I'm going to give them at the end of this video, so stay till the end to get those. So that's what comes into play, is some of the food you're eating. So I'll go back to my example. When I was eating, I noticed I could not, at the time, I didn't know I had leaky gut. So I was actually eating peas and broccoli and my stomach was rejecting that. So that's one thing that you should look out for is, am I intolerant to certain foods? Because this is what actually causes you to be inflamed like that. Your body could already be trying to tell you, hey, there's something you need to do here. You know, I'm intolerant to this. So my body was actually intolerant to peas and broccoli. And this was back in 2014. And I didn't know it. I was like, I keep working out. And that's another thing. People think you just do a plank and your stomach will go down. Trust me, I used to do boot camp. I used to do planks and my stomach did not go down. And that was because my nutrition. I didn't know that even though it was healthy for me, it wasn't healthy for my body, because my body was already compromised after years and years and years of putting fast foods in my body. Drop a comment below if you can relate to that, and just let me know what your goals are, definitely. So that's what I was experiencing at that time. So I really had to take a look within and see, what can I be doing? So, and that brings me to my next point. And this is why I work with the mental aspect to help with people with food, because I can give you these tips, right? And I'm going to give you tips that you can implement. Trust me, I have them. I have all of them, and they're great, great tips. So stay till the end. But I can give you the tips. But some people are eating certain foods because they are addicted to certain food items. So imagine if I gave you a plan and I said, oh, here are these tips that you can implement. I've had plans. People have given me plans before. But you know what? Because my mental was not where it was supposed to be at the time, and because I had a severe food addiction, I didn't eat that. Did I know my stomach was bloated? Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew I wanted it to go down. However, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to take that step. So these tips, keep watching this video if you're ready to take that step into making nutritional changes. And this is module 3 in my Eat Stress Away method, where we talk about food addiction and self-love, how that comes into play. What you put in your mouth is a reflection of how much you love yourself. It is a reflection of you saying, you know, I'm either going to self-sabotage or I'm not going to self-sabotage. Okay, so I made up in my mind when I was ready, I am no longer going to self-sabotage, because I saw that my health was declining. It's going to take you having the mindset that I no longer want to feel sluggish, because when you're bloated, you feel sluggish and it's painful. I am no longer going to eat this. I'm going to find an alternative to this. And I guarantee you, when you eat more nutrient-dense, plant-based foods, you're not going to want to overeat, because the body is now getting the nutrients. Do you notice that you overeat? Like, some people can literally sit there and eat 2 bags of chips. Why? Because they're not getting all of the nutrients. So their body is just like, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. Whereas if you had a big salad or a soup with beans, with greens, with nuts, with seeds, with onions, with tomato sauce, with things that are nutrient dense, you're not going to want to overeat on that. The body won't let you. Okay, so I did want to make that clear before I give you these tips. Now, a lot of people have a bigger stomach because they do what I call yo-yo dieting. And yo-yo dieting happens when you have a restrictive diet and you stick with that, and then you go off the diet. Maybe you binge eat because you're sick of depriving yourself. And that's why I don't believe in deprivation. When I work with my mommy clients, I don't believe in deprivation, because you will get a food addiction. You will want to binge eat on other foods because you think you can't have them. And it's not that you can't have them, it's that make a healthier version of them. You know, a lot of people are telling people that you can't have, and it's messing with people's mental. This is why people are cranky. This is why people, they see results after 4 weeks of doing some sort of challenge, and then after that, they go right back. There's nothing that's sustaining you to continue. So I want to help you sustain this, have longevity, so you can never have a big stomach again, ever have a bigger tummy, whatever people call it again. Bloat. It's inflammation. Bloat is another word for inflammation. Don't want inflammation. That's what causes that's how viruses come in, with all this chronic inflammation. You're literally inviting it in. So back to yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting happens, like I said, when you restrict, then you go off of your plan, and then you binge eat, and then you go back. This causes so many dangers. And this is why you see that tummy fat, because it's visceral fat. Visceral fat is that thick tissue underneath the abdominal muscles. Okay, so once that occurs, that creates metabolic diseases, and we want to prevent that. Let me know if you are experiencing stomach fat in the comments below, and I'll reply to you. So once you start experiencing that, that is a sign of chronic inflammation, and you want to get rid of that as fast as possible. Do not let that linger. It's not just, oh, my stomach is big, oh, I have no solutions. No, that's inflammation, and it's a sign that what you're putting in your body, and it can be a sign of your external circumstances, are affecting you in a negative way, and it wants to be brought into balance. So yo-yo dieting is a factor in bloating. Now, my tips for those of you who are ready for those tips are to not drink with your meals. Okay, understanding that certain foods have different digestion times. For instance, if I eat watery watermelon, okay, and then right after I have, regular water, or if I have, I don't know, a smoothie with it, I won't digest the melon in time. It'll kind of cause a traffic jam. So I'll see like that. I'll see like a little pouch or something, because it's now holding in water weight. So you want to be able to digest things properly so it can extract and your stomach can be flat again. You don't want to mess the divine integrity of your organ systems, your bodily system, I mean. Okay. Some people like to drink soda with their salads and drink sodas with their meals, and they don't go together. So that is going to cause a traffic jam. You will have gas. Gas is another sign of what? Inflammation. Okay. So everything you're doing is contributing or not contributing to inflammation. I highly recommend dairy is not a good choice when it comes to being inflamed. That invites a lot of autoimmune disorders because it's acidic. And when there's acid, there is inflammation. Your body likes to be alkaline at all times. Okay, so that's another factor. I also have a cheat sheet on that. If you want a specific cheat sheet on foods that cause inflammation and foods that get rid of it, drop me a comment below and I'll get that to you if you want that free cheat sheet. What you can start doing every single day is when you get up, have a glass of water and put lemon essential oil. You want to make sure you can ingest it. Make sure it's not external use only. put lemon essential oil and you could put lime essential oil in your water and wait for some time before you eat. Don't eat while you're drinking. This gives the body a chance to flush out those toxins. That's what lemon is designed to do. It flushes out the toxins because essential oils have the ability to get into the cells and extract toxic waste, especially lemon. Lemon is a deep cleanser. Okay, so you want to do that to get rid of that. A lot of times when you see inflammation, that's when I go back to all my videos, I've been saying that it stores everything you're eating is being stored when the body can't process it. So what does lemon do? Lemon recognizes there's inflammation and it has to get in that cell wall and it has to go in there and extract all that toxic waste. That's weight loss. Okay. That's water weight, whether it's water weight loss, whether it's fat loss, that's great. And obviously my next tip is to eat more plant-based foods. Stay away from the fried foods rich in acrylamides, oils that have no nutritional value, and foods that are junk foods that are calorically dense. Now, you're probably like, well, dried fruit is calorically dense and nuts are calorically dense, but they have a equal ratio of nutrient density to caloric density. Okay, so they might be, for instance, it might be 180 fat calories for a quarter of a cup of cashews. However, cashews have omega-3s, okay, which is good for your brain health. It's good for neurological disorders versus a bag of oily chips that have no nutritional value, yet they're calorically dense. So you see the difference? So drop me a comment below. Let me know if this helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I hope these tips were helpful, and I hope you have more insight that it's not just about getting rid of the flat tummy. It's about longevity, quality of life, and are you going to completely transform your life? Because what happens is, what contributes to actually making you inflamed? Your stress levels, your external circumstances, your mindset. That's what really gets you to eating these foods. It starts up here, and in your gut. You have three minds: your heart, your heart, your brain, and your gut. Those are your three minds, okay? And those always have to be clear and cleansed. So that's what really helps you. Along with those tips, that's what really helps you to stop getting a flat tummy. So like I said, I can give you those tips, but it's up to you to stick with it by recognizing those other problems. If you want the blueprint to changing that mindset, to getting rid of that food addiction so you can have that sustained quality of life, that longevity, where you can stay with a flat tummy or keep a flat tummy, let me know and I will give you that blueprint. And it's a free blueprint. Okay, so have a wonderful day. Like I said, I hope this video helps. And if you want more videos and you want to catch all the replays, the link is below. Have a wonderful day. Have a healthy day. Drink a smoothie. Have that water with lemon. You could even put strawberries in that. Yum. And just enjoy yourself. See you tomorrow.